So you're looking at one of these old two-frog banks, made famous by the J.E. Stevens Company, originally in the early 1880s. And you happen across one on eBay that's only 40 or 50 bucks. In fact, these are really common at auctions as well. And you're thinking, wow, that's a really good price. Well, this is where I have to give the antiques community a lot of credit. That's because it's fairly priced. Original J.E. Stevens banks, of course, could command, maybe in this condition, several hundred. I've seen them selling for $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. I'm not even a bank expert. I literally acquired this thing out of a scrap dumpster earlier today and took it because I thought it was cool. But I decided to make a video of it because these are quite popular, but of course I saw the red flags immediately. This is a more modern reproduction. Now, something quite glaringly obvious about this bank, if you look at it from the side, if you know any industrial history, can you spot what it is? How about now? That's right. This has Phillips head screws on the side. Phillips head screws really were not a thing until the 1960s. So if you see one with Phillips head screws, it should immediately start throwing up red flags because it's most likely a reproduction. This one also appears to have plastic body filler on it. Again, another post-war product, hardly a product of the 1880s. Original Stevens banks would have had glass eyes. See these? Cast in. I'm also going to point out, you could see some of the original paint shining through. This one actually has really nice patina. I actually kind of want to keep it the way it is and not restore it or anything. I like it. Look at how bright this paint is. Original ones were not that bright. They were actually quite realistically painted, in my opinion. Sometimes you'll see these reproduction ones with bright yellow legs too. So, you know, look at the feet. Original ones have much wider and thinner feet. Look at how thick this foot casting is. It's probably because these thicker castings are, they have a lot more tolerance for error, I'll put it that way. And finally, well, how do you know this isn't just some botched repair? Someone threw Phillips head screws in because that's what they had, you know. Someone tried to, you know, seal this up because it was wiggling around. You know, what's really definitive here? Look at the bottom. Original J.E. Stevens ones will be stamped with the patent date, 1882, right here. This one is not. You notice it's blank, nothing there. And of course, one of the telltale giveaways is, of course, the little hole where you access the coins after they've gone in. Phone ran out of storage space. How do you like that? Where were we? Yes, the originals would have a notch right here because they would have had a cast iron plug, and you would turn it with a screwdriver, align the notch, and it would come out. Whereas this one was equipped with a plastic or rubber plug. So the bottom is usually the dead giveaway on these. I've even seen some of these for sale. They have like Taiwan stamped right here. One I even saw still had the Made in China sticker on the bottom. But, you know, again, they were only selling them for like 40 bucks, so, you know, at least they weren't trying to misrepresent it. I mean, like I said, I think I did a total of about 10 minutes of research on this thing after I pulled it out of the dumpster. But then again, you know, I kind of knew about Phillips head screws. I knew about like manufacturing history because I'm like an engineer. So some of this stuff I saw, this was immediately throwing up red flags to me. But if you're not really trained in this art, you know, it could really be easy to fool someone.